Hi, my name is Chen, and I'm curious about how teachers are doing as you prepare for the next generation science standards. I was surprised to hear that the part about cross-cutting concepts, it has been a challenge historically in previous curricula because it's one of my favorite things in life. It allows me to have moments where I contemplate the insignificance of my life in the scale of the universe and be really excited about the multitude of curiosities that exist in our world. So I just want to share an activity that I've done that you can adapt for your classroom to investigate the cross-cutting concept of scales of time and space. So all of us have everyday, regular experiences having to do with scales of time. So, our moment-to-moment experience of controlling our temper, or even daily mundane tasks like getting ready in the morning or brushing our teeth, compared with the scale of time of our whole lifetime or the whole school year, or how long it takes to achieve some of our goals, as well as the time scale of the history of life on Earth, which is actually what I worked with. I've personally been interested in putting climate change in the context of the history of life because as I was learning about mass extinctions, I realized that during some of the periods of mass extinctions in the past, we have evidence of the kind of changes in global warming and ocean acidification that we're starting to see now with human-driven climate change. For this activity, you can use any materials that you have available. I chose a roll of receipt type paper. Here's the roll of paper. You can see it's very long. And what I was particularly interested in were mass extinctions. So there is one of the moments of mass extinction, tens of millions of years. And I've marked what might be interesting about that mass extinction to us. So for this one, it's where I happened to unroll it at the place where dinosaurs were dominant. And after that mass extinction, mammal ancestors became more dominant. And I tried to estimate by proportions. I chose the longest paper that I could find. So there's a mammal. And I just wanted to visualize how short the span of time has been for human existence on Earth compared to the history of life. So what I learned in researching this project and doing the activity is that the larger the scale, whether it's size, distance, or time that you're interested in, the coarser you're able to measure. As for relating climate change to mass extinctions and trying to understand the impact of climate change and ocean acidification and those kind of conditions on extinctions, it was really difficult to try to put the observations of the past generation in context of millennia, in context of the scale of time that applied to mass extinctions in the past. So it's just like the pixel is too big for us to fit those observations to. So still a valuable idea to communicate, and I think this activity is an effective way to communicate such ideas. Another thing that I love about this kind of activity is that it's an opportunity for the creativity of all of your students to come out, because there is no way to be right or wrong, and depending on what your topic of interest is, students might have more choice about what in their life they're interested in expressing in terms of scale. One last thing that this activity also contributes to or supports is the cross-cutting concept of counting and measuring, because for this project there were a lot of numbers, there were a lot of number of years. I had to figure out how to size the segments of paper to represent the passage of time, and to count the number of extinctions, of course. So this was a particularly good topic for counting and measuring, and I bet that whatever topic your students are working on, there will be some counting and measuring as well, and you could even do a scale-focused activity just purely based on counting and measuring things that are around or things that your students do, but of course that's up to you. So let me know how it goes if you try this in your classroom, and in terms of how it brings out our ability to contemplate our world in terms of the scales of time and space. If you have any questions or other comments, please feel free to write below.